Hey guys, it's Bailey. Welcome back to the channel and thanks for tuning in to what is going to be a quick little review of the 2 limited edition sets that BECCA came out with in collaboration with Chrissy Teigen for the holidays. They sent me these a couple weeks back, so I have been putting them to the test, and I wanted to get my thoughts out there in case you were considering these for your wish list or if you were thinking of picking them up for another makeup loving family member or friend. So let's go ahead and start with the review and demos. So first let's start with the lip gloss kit. This is the Lip Icing Glow Gloss Kit. Retails for 29 bucks, and inside you get 4 mini lip glosses. Now, at first when I saw these compared to the size of a full-size lip gloss, I thought it was kind of a ripoff for almost $30, and you're getting these teeny tiny little lip glosses. However, when you compare by the actual amount of product you get in these to a full-size product, you're effectively getting, each one of these is half the size of a full-size product. So you're actually getting enough product to equal 2 full-size lip glosses, but 1 full-size lip gloss retails for 22 bucks, so you're getting it at a fraction of the price. It actually is a good deal. The other interesting thing about these is that they also come with recipes. They're done in collaboration, like I said, with Chrissy Teigen, and among many things, she is known for her cookbook. And so this tab you see at the bottom of both of these kits, you actually pull it up, and on the other side, there's a full-blown recipe. Like this one is for BECCA boozy buns, and on the other one, you get a different recipe for that too. So, well, just something kind of interesting and unique I've never seen done with a makeup set. But back to the glosses. The colors you get in here are Creme Brulee, which is described as a sheer sweet pink with iridescent pearl. Then there is Cinnamon Bun, which is described as a delicious bronze with a golden pearl. Next up is Sugar Plum, which is a sugary mauve with a golden pearl. And then last up is Candy Cane, which is described as a sugar-coated luscious red with a white pearl, but I would say that the Candy Cane is the one with the least amount of shimmer to it. In fact, both in the tube and on the lips, I would say this is a cream finish gloss, which is kind of rare from BECCA. Most, I would say, of their glosses have a pretty strong, glittery, shimmery shift to them, and so it was kind of nice to see this nearly cream finish gloss in here, not just for the finish, but also for the bold pigmentation. Like, it's a bright, vibrant red, and so many of their glosses are more muted, neutral earth tones, and so that was a really nice thing to see. And although this can be said across the board for all of these glosses, I was impressed with Candy Cane once again in particular, because I feel like this can be hit or miss with those creamy finish or textured glosses, because sometimes, depending on the consistency of the gloss and the cream finish itself, sometimes it just sinks into your fine lines, and so sometimes even immediately you'll put a gloss, like especially a pigmented gloss like that on, and you'll just find it sinking and creeping into your fine lines around your lips, and it's just not a good look. So pretty pleased to say that none of these shades did that, but especially Candy Cane with something this vibrant and pigmented, really happy to say it didn't do that. Across the board, I really like BECCA's gloss formula. It's not super sticky. I mean, it is a gloss, so you're gonna experience, like, your hair is gonna cling to it if it ends up around your mouth, but you're not gonna get those big gloppy strings when you open your mouth. It's a very thin, comfortable feeling formula, and for the most part, the shimmer in these is finely milled enough to where you're not going to feel that kind of texture on your lips, which is another, depending on the day, can be a pet peeve of mine. Like, the last thing I want when I blot my lips together is to feel like there's just a light layer of grit on my lips. I'm not always interested in that, and so I'm pretty happy when a glittery or shimmery or iridescent gloss doesn't get, I get that finish without the texture. So overall, I really like this set. Think it would be great for a gloss lover, great for someone who might want to try some BECCA glosses but doesn't want to spend 22 bucks for a full-size one. They want to experience some variety within the line. This would be a good way to do that. And it kind of makes me wish they would cut down on the bulk of their full size. I mean, look at that in comparison. This is only 2 times the amount of product, but it looks, by the size of the packaging, like it could be 4. So I would love to see a more streamlined package from BECCA, but otherwise just wanted to point that out, since these are so tiny in my giant hands. I just felt the need to point out again that you're only getting half the product, not a 4th. Next up is the Glow Kitchen Kit, and this is my personal favorite between the two. So this retails for $44 and technically comes with 4 different products inside, even though you just see 3. So you get another recipe. First of all, this is one for BECCA Cinnamon Sugar Cookies. You also get a lip souffle. This is a matte liquid lip, a full-size matte liquid lip from them, which I'm wearing today. It's pretty comfortable. Granted, I put a balm on at first underneath, so it didn't dry down completely, but even when I don't put any sort of lip conditioner on first, it doesn't completely dry down. So as a result, it's not totally transfer proof on me, but it's also not going to make your lips super dehydrated feeling and looking, which can be a problem with a matte lip. So a really nice, comfortable, and flattering texture, especially if you don't like those traditional liquid lips that dry down rock hard. Then you also get a loose powder highlight. This is in the shade Cinnamon Sugar, and I think it's really going to flatter those with light medium, medium deep skin tones. Those with fairer skin might find this works better as an eyeshadow for them, just because even on my skin tone, I find it can look a little bit unnatural and maybe too deep as a highlighter. Like, it has the shimmer and glow to reflect the light, but the base color itself is more appropriate on my skin tone as like a blush or even a bronzer, but it has a little bit too much shimmer for that. So this is definitely for the days when I'm feeling a little bit more bronzed and glowing, at least on my face anyway. But again, that's not to say you can't wear it elsewhere if it doesn't work for you as a highlight. And last up, this is the product that I love the most. This is a combo highlighter and eyeshadow. So in the bottom is the highlighter, you twist it off, and it's this interesting cream, more like a jelly sort of highlight, and it's called Glow Soufflé eyeshadow and highlighter duo. So I don't know if it's both considered a souffle or just the bottom, but you have a gel situation down here at the bottom. It's in the shade Cinnamon Churro, but really it's just like a true shimmery gold highlight. It's not ultra blinding highlight. You can layer it very lightly so that it's just like a slight hint of a shimmer, but then you can also layer it up to where it's a more strong in your face sort of highlight. And this, I think, will be more flattering towards those with fair to light skin tones. So in the event you're looking at Cinnamon Sugar, the loose powder highlight, and thinking, I don't know if this kit's for me because I couldn't wear that on my face, you definitely would be able to wear this gel highlight on your face instead. So you're still getting a highlighter in this collection. And then on top of here, this folds up to be it is a powder eyeshadow in this really gorgeous chocolatey bronzy brown shade. Even with a little mirror up here, which I personally, it's not big enough for me, but you know, you could use it. I think the shadow looks a little bit deeper in the pan than it actually comes across on the lid. When I wear it, it's really more, not sheer, it can definitely be built up to be more pigmented, but in general, it just comes across as more of this soft mid-tone bronze rather than the deep chocolatey bronze that I think it looks like in the pan. So something to be aware of there, but in general, I love the concept of this stacking notion when it comes to cosmetics. The only downside with this in particular is that with time, I have noticed, you know, if it's stored on its side, I've noticed that it leaks. And I'm pretty sure it's this. I don't think it could be anything else in the packaging here, but I took this out of the well today and it like is greasy around the edges, and the only thing I can think of that would be doing that is this gel product down here in the bottom. Like maybe the pigment separates from the medium and there's just like this really slippery, oily texture to it that gets everywhere. I mean, it's all along the side of this and it's just very easily transferred to literally everything. So I think you got to be careful with how you store this, just because the seal must not be tight enough or secure enough to keep that super thin, greasy medium from getting everywhere, which is kind of weird and kind of a bummer, but I haven't noticed it affecting the product inside. That's why it was kind of hard to figure out where it was coming from, because this is not dehydrated at all. It's not any less mobile, it's not any harder to blend, it's not any more concentrated. So I think it's from here, but I can't really tell. Let me know if you have this kit, if it did that for you. And it might be a deterrent if, you know, you're not a fan of the mess, you just don't want to have to deal with it, but just something to be aware of. It's just very, very bizarre, and I think that is the explanation for it. But that is it for me, guys. My thoughts, my reviews, my demos of all the products in these BECCA and Chrissy Teigen sets for the holidays. Let me know if you have any questions after hearing all that. Let me know if, you know, these are on your list now, or if you're taking them off your list after having seen this review. Let me know either way down in the comments. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye, guys.